Hello, Compassion Campers. Welcome to our closing for week 2, Compassion to the Neighbor. I hope that you had a really good week with Compassion Camp as you learned new ways to be brave and show compassion. I am wondering how your week went. What did you do what activities did you participate in? Did you make any compassion hugs, or did you try yoga this week? I would love to hear from you about the different ways that you've connected. So you can put it in the chat box or shoot me an email or a text and let me know how you did Compassion Week or Compassion Camp this week. There we go. So last time we learned how compassion begins with seeing and welcoming. And this week we learned how compassion helps us to be brave. Being brave sometimes means that we don't know what will happen when we show up. Remember in our Bible story, the friend who was paralyzed didn't know if his friends would help him. He didn't know if he could get to see Jesus. The friends didn't know what would happen when they got to the house to see Jesus. Maybe they wouldn't even get into the house, right? That was a possibility. Maybe the different religious leaders who were there, or even Jesus, would see them and turn them away. Maybe the friend who is paralyzed wouldn't receive a healing miracle. There were a lot of unknowns in that story. So let's ponder this together. How are those friends brave? How is the friend who is paralyzed brave? Who else do you think was brave in that story? Compassion helped each one of them to be brave. The friend who was paralyzed had courage that helped him to trust his friends and ask Jesus for help. The friend's courage made them determined to do all they could do to help him. Jesus' courage showed the friends who was paralyzed that he was loved and accepted. That's why I really love the song that we learned this week, Brave Enough. Remember, Mark taught it to us on Monday, and he's pretty convinced it was a song cut from one of the Frozen movies. I don't disagree. It's pretty great. We can be brave enough. We can be brave because we are filled with God's love, and God's love always promises to be with us. That's what we learned in our song, and I hope that you are singing it this week. You see, when we see people are sad, happy, lonely, scared, or hurt, we can feel it with them. That's our empathy. That's just the first step. And then to act on our empathy, we follow Jesus' example of compassion. Sometimes it's helping someone to do something hard. Sometimes it's being honest about who we are and what we need. Sometimes it is showing love and acceptance for the person right in front of us. These things can be hard, and it's okay. We can trust God to give us the courage to be brave with our compassion. So let's close this week out the same way that we opened it, with our compassion prayer. We're going to place one hand on our head and one on our heart. We're doing this because compassion happens in our brains, but we often feel it in our hearts. So will you repeat after me? Dear Jesus, your compassion always looked like courage. Strengthen our hearts with your bravery. As we risk, reach out, and lift up our siblings near and far. Help us keep our eyes on you. Amen. Well, be sure this week to color in the prayer. That coloring the prayer helps me to focus on the words a little bit more. I hope that you and your families and your Zoom for 7 group participate in the daily examine. And that you check on your passport here the different activities that you participated in this week. And join us on Sunday for worship when the pastors will be preaching on the same story that we spent all week digging into. And Mark and I will be back on Monday at 1 p.m. on Facebook Live to share with you some more stories of compassion, a new song, and as we learn how to share compassion with ourselves. All right, that's it. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.